A man in Nashville just rolled his 2013 Hyundai Sonata past 300,000 miles. Not 300,000 kilometers, 300,000 miles. He posted a photo of the odometer on a Hyundai owners forum, and within 24 hours, over 400 people had commented. The same question, over and over. What did you do differently? He answered. And his answer was not what most people expected. He did not talk about using premium fuel. He did not talk about synthetic oil. He did not talk about driving gently or avoiding highways. He talked about two things that almost every Hyundai owner gets completely wrong. Two maintenance habits that most owners skip, delay, or never even know exist. One of them costs $20 and takes 2 minutes. The other costs about $300 every 50,000 miles. Skip either of them and your Hyundai's engine silently begins dying years before it should. Today I am giving you the complete roadmap to making your Hyundai last over 300,000 miles without any major repairs. Not just generic maintenance advice, Hyundai-specific habits, intervals, and secrets that the dealer manual barely mentions. Stay until the end, because the seventh and final habit is the one that determines whether your Hyundai hits 200,000 or 300,000, and almost no owner does it. Let me start with the most important thing, and the one that Hyundai owners consistently get wrong more than any other. Habit 1. Stop following the 7,500-mile oil change interval. Hyundai's official maintenance schedule, printed on the sticker in your door jamb, says to change your oil every 7,500 miles. Many dealers will tell you the same thing. Most Hyundai owners follow it without question. It is wrong, and it is costing Hyundai owners engines. Here is the context. The 7,500-mile interval was designed for Hyundai's older, naturally aspirated engines using conventional oil. The 2.5-liter engine in most Tucsons, Sonatas, and Elantras is a different machine. It uses direct fuel injection. Direct injection runs at much higher combustion pressures than port injection. Higher pressure means higher heat. Higher heat means oil breaks down faster. For any Hyundai with a GDI or TGDI engine, which covers the vast majority of vehicles built after 2015, the real safe interval is 5,000 miles with full synthetic oil, or 6,000 miles at the absolute maximum, not 7,500. The difference matters over time. Between 5,000 and 7,500 miles, engine oil degrades from a protective lubricant into something closer to warm sludge. Metal surfaces experience increased friction. Microscopic particles of wear debris accumulate in the oil and act like sandpaper on bearing surfaces. Repeat that over 8 years and 200,000 miles, and the difference between the 5,000-mile owner and the 7,500-mile owner is often the difference between an engine that hits 300,000 and an engine that needs replacement at 160,000. Use full synthetic oil. Change it every 5,000 miles. Every single time. This is the single most important habit in this entire video. Habit 2. Change your brake fluid every 2 years. Almost no one does this. This is the $20 habit that the Nashville Sonata owner specifically mentioned, and it is the one that shocks most Hyundai owners when they hear it. Your brake fluid is hygroscopic. That is a scientific word that means it absorbs water from the air. Every day your car sits, through the microscopic seals and venting points in the brake system, moisture slowly enters the fluid. Fresh brake fluid boils at approximately 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Brake fluid that has been in a car for 3 years boils at approximately 280 degrees, half the boiling point. Why does this matter? Because when you brake hard, the brake fluid gets hot. If the fluid boils, it turns to vapor. Vapor does not compress like liquid. Your brake pedal goes to the floor. This is called brake fade, and it happens silently, with no warning, at exactly the moment you need your brakes most. Beyond safety, wet brake fluid aggressively corrodes the steel components inside your brake calipers, master cylinder, and ABS module. When these components corrode internally, Repairs cost hundreds to thousands of dollars, all preventable for $20 of brake fluid every 2 years. The 2026 Tucson Owner's Manual specifically recommends brake fluid replacement every 2 years, not every 30,000 miles, every 2 years, regardless of mileage. Most dealers do not remind you. Most maintenance schedules do not emphasize it. Most owners have never heard of it. Your Hyundai's long-term braking integrity depends on it. Habit 3. Walnut blast your intake valves at 60 to 80,000 miles. This is the habit specifically for Hyundai's GDI engines, which is the majority of Hyundais built after 2015. Traditional fuel-injected engines spray fuel directly onto the intake valves. The fuel washes the valves clean with every spray. GDI engines spray fuel directly into the cylinder instead, bypassing the intake valves entirely. The valves never get washed. Over 50 to 80,000 miles, carbon deposits build up on the back of the intake valves from crankcase vapors that recirculate through the engine. Once those deposits accumulate, airflow into the cylinders is restricted. Combustion becomes uneven. You experience rough idling, hesitation during acceleration, reduced fuel economy, and in severe cases, misfires that trigger the check engine light. The repair is called walnut blasting. A technician removes the intake manifold, inserts a small nozzle into each intake port, and blasts crushed walnut shells at high pressure to strip the carbon deposits off the valves. It takes a few hours. It costs between $250 and $400 at most independent shops, more at a Hyundai dealer. Most Hyundai owners never do it because they have never heard of it. Their cars develop symptoms, they get diagnosed as something else, and they end up replacing sensors, ignition coils, and injectors when a walnut blast would have solved the problem for a fraction of the cost. If you own a Tucson, Sonata, Elantra, Kona, or any Hyundai with a GDI engine, and you are approaching 60,000 miles, schedule a walnut blast. Do it again at 120,000. Your engine will feel like it was just serviced for the first time. If you are watching this and finding value, take a quick second to hit subscribe. I am breaking down Hyundai ownership secrets, maintenance guides, and money-saving tips every single week. There are still 4 habits left in this video, and the last one is the single decision that determines whether your Hyundai makes it to 300,000 miles. Habit 4. Change your transmission fluid at every 60,000 miles regardless of what the sticker says. Hyundai's official service documentation includes a phrase that has destroyed more transmissions than any mechanical failure. The phrase is lifetime fluid. Some Hyundai owner's manuals, particularly for the 8-speed automatic transmission, describe the transmission fluid as a lifetime fill requiring no scheduled changes. This is marketing language, not engineering language. Transmission fluid degrades. The additives that protect clutch packs, prevent metal-to-metal contact, and reduce heat breakdown over time. By 60,000 miles, the fluid is a different fluid than what came from the factory. The clutch packs are swimming in degraded lubricant that does an increasingly poor job of protecting the components it was designed to protect. The Hyundai owners who make it to 300,000 miles almost universally report regular transmission fluid changes as part of their routine. The owners whose transmissions fail at 140,000 miles almost universally skipped it. The service costs about $150 to $200 at an independent shop using OEM-approved fluid. Do it every 60,000 miles. It is the cheapest transmission insurance you can buy. Habit 5. Replace your spark plugs on schedule. Then do it again earlier than you think. Hyundai's Iridium spark plugs are rated for 100,000 miles in most applications. That rating is accurate under ideal conditions. Real conditions are not ideal. By 90,000 miles in a car that sees cold starts, short trips, or stop-and-go traffic regularly, those spark plugs are approaching the end of their performance life. They still fire, but they do not fire as cleanly or as efficiently as new plugs. The result: the engine works harder to achieve the same combustion. Fuel economy drops. Throttle response becomes slightly sluggish. In turbocharged applications like the Tucson's 1.6-liter hybrid engine, Worn spark plugs can cause incomplete combustion that stresses the catalytic converter and eventually triggers sensor failures. Replace your spark plugs at 90,000 miles instead of waiting for 100,000. In turbocharged engines, consider replacing at 60 to 70,000 miles. The cost is $40 to $80 for parts and 1 to 2 hours of labor. It is one of the highest return maintenance investments you can make. Habit 6. Never ignore a coolant flush, and do it every 5 years. Coolant does 2 jobs. It keeps your engine from overheating, and it prevents corrosion inside the cooling system. Fresh coolant has corrosion inhibitors. Those inhibitors deplete over time. Coolant that has been in a car for 5 years or 100,000 miles is often acidic. Acidic coolant attacks aluminum components, corrodes gaskets, and eventually eats away at the water pump impeller and thermostat housing. A failed water pump is a $500 to $800 repair. A blown head gasket from an overheated engine is $3,000 to $5,000. Both preventable with a coolant flush every 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first. The flush costs about $100 to $150. Never mix different coolant colors or types. Hyundai uses a specific coolant formulation. When topping off, use distilled water and Hyundai-approved coolant only. If you buy a used Hyundai and you do not know the coolant flush history, do it immediately. The $50 you spend is the cheapest insurance against a head gasket repair that costs 60 times more. Habit 7. The one that determines everything. How you drive between maintenance intervals. Every Hyundai mechanic, every long-term ownership study, and every 300,000-mile owner I have ever encountered says the same thing. The maintenance schedule matters, but how you drive between maintenance events matters more. Specifically, 3 driving habits destroy Hyundai engines prematurely, more than any other factor. The first is cold starts and immediate hard acceleration. When you start your Hyundai, the oil is cold. Cold oil is thicker. It takes 5 to 15 seconds after startup for oil pressure to fully circulate through all the engine passages. During those seconds, metal surfaces are running with reduced lubrication. If you immediately accelerate hard, you are hammering engine components with inadequate oil protection. Let your Hyundai idle for 30 seconds after a cold start before driving. In winter, wait 60 seconds. Then drive gently for the first 2 to 3 minutes while the oil temperature rises. This single habit, done every cold start for the life of the vehicle, dramatically reduces early engine wear. The second habit that kills Hyundai engines is short trip driving. If your typical drive is less than 5 miles, your engine never reaches full operating temperature. Water vapor and fuel that infiltrate the oil during combustion never evaporate out. They accumulate. Over time, your oil becomes contaminated faster than the mileage interval suggests. If you primarily make short trips, change your oil every 3,000 miles regardless of the 5,000-mile recommendation. Short trips are the hardest driving condition on any engine. The third habit is ignoring minor warning signs. A small oil leak, a slight hesitation on startup, a faint knocking sound when cold, a check engine light that comes on and then goes off. These are your Hyundai communicating with you. Every Hyundai that has failed prematurely has a history of ignored symptoms. The owner noticed something. They told themselves it was minor. 3 months later, the minor thing became a major failure. Use BlueLink diagnostics to read-check engine codes the moment the light appears. Address oil leaks when they are small, not after they have emptied the crankcase. Investigate cold start sounds during the first 3 months they appear, not after 18 months of hoping they go away. Your Hyundai cannot fix itself, but it can tell you what is wrong early enough that you can fix it cheaply. You have to listen. So let me give you the complete list. The 7 habits that will make your Hyundai last over 300,000 miles. Change your oil every 5,000 miles with full synthetic. Change your brake fluid every 2 years without exception. Walnut blast your intake valves at 60,000 miles on any GDI engine. Change your transmission fluid every 60,000 miles regardless of what the service sticker says. Replace spark plugs at 90,000 miles or 60,000 in turbocharged models. Flush your coolant every 5 years, and drive thoughtfully. Warm up your engine. Avoid short trips where possible. Listen to your car and respond to small problems before they become large ones. His Hyundai is still on the road. It still starts every morning. It still gets 32 miles per gallon on the highway. It has not had a major repair in 3 years. That is not luck. That is the result of 7 habits applied consistently over 11 years. Your Hyundai is capable of the same. Every Hyundai built in the last 10 years is engineered to reach 200,000 miles minimum. 300,000 is absolutely achievable with discipline. The question is not whether your Hyundai can make it. The question is whether you will do these 7 things consistently enough to let it. If this video helped you understand something about your Hyundai that changes how you maintain it, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I break down Hyundai ownership secrets, maintenance guides, and hidden features every single week. And if you have not seen my video on the 10 hidden Tucson features most owners never discover, watch it right here.